Hello and welcome back to MLG World Finals 2015 European Qualifiers. We have Game 2 between Monkey Business and CIS Rejects. Actually, I believe this is Game 2. The Dota 2 Reborn client doesn't do very well yet at showing a series of games. As far as I've seen, they don't show any series past 3, so when you actually view the tournament replays, it actually showed that there were 2 best of 3s versus this team, even though it was actually a single best of 5. And anyway, so I believe this is the second game in the series, but I cannot say 100% for sure. So far, for Monkey Business, we have the IO Tiny, Clockwork, Keeper of the Light, and then they are still getting their 5th pick here. So we should see the IO Tiny middle. That is pretty customary now with that setup. Clockwork off lane. And the Keeper of the Light has lately been, actually, we are going to be seeing...
Radiant team pick.
Well, we have Quap, so either one could be the mid here. Just kind of depends, I guess, on how they're going to line this up. But the Keeper of the Light has typically been kind of a jungler / roamer lately, where he supports the safe lane as needed or the middle lane if necessary, but really does more of just stacking and farming the jungle on the dire side, as you can get some really good stacks and clear multiple camps at once with your Illuminate. For the CIS Rejects, we have Lina, Tusk, Windranger, Gyrocopter, and this their 5th pickup here.
Reserve time.
As it stands, they could have either the Lina or the Windranger mid. Both are very viable mids against Queen of Pain.
Dazzle.
And we've got a Dazzle last pick. So we'll have to see how these teams choose to set up their lanes. We have Crit on IO, Big Daddy No Tail on the Tiny, Fly on Keeper of the Light, Miracle on Quap, and so far the CIS Rejects team have not picked their heroes. The players have not picked their heroes. In game 1, we had, it was a fantastic game, by the way. If you haven't seen that, you can look it up, look on my channel, and you can see it there, or of course you can see other casts of it by... I actually was searching for that replay on YouTube, and there were a couple of other places that had it, but I didn't find anyone that had it, or at least in my very quick search, didn't find anyone that had just that game. They did have the entire series all as one video, though, so it would just look like the Monkey Business versus CIS Rejects series of games, which, as I said before, was a best of 5. In the first game, it was a fantastic game. Monkey Business did take that first game. As this is a series, I'm not too worried about giving out spoilers. But they did take the first game, so they are leading right now 1-0 in this best of 5 series. And CIS Rejects had some really good plays. There were just some things that happened to go the way of Monkey Business. The Clockwork he had one particular play, which was an escape that took 30 or 40 seconds to try and track him down, and they still didn't secure the kill. CIS Rejects was attempting to kill the Monkey Business Clockwork. So he stalled for a very long time, allowing the anti-mage to get back up around the same time they pushed. And so that was a great play there by him. And then there were a couple of other minor things. Well, they were actually major things, but very minute things. For instance, the Lotus Orb on the Monkey Business Lina turned completely one fight around. We had the Winter Wyvern ult go down on the anti-mage, but the Lotus Orb came out as he threw that down. So he ended up trapping both teams together, so not much of anything happened, and the anti-mage was able to just barely survive that fight and ended up turning it around into nearly full wipe for CIS Rejects. I am going to go ahead and speed this replay up because I don't know what's going on here. We don't have them picking their heroes yet, and this is taking quite a long time, so we've had a pause come out.
Prepare for battle.
Dazzle is TPing to the bottom lane. Talked about this in the last game. This has become normal procedure where your safe lane support will often TP down to the tower and get up a vision ward. He isn't doing anything yet though, so it doesn't look like he really just wants to get this ward up. He's just watching for any kind of invade. So he sees Moon and crit. Really isn't too much to be worried about yet. We have the tether out on Io. They haven't been able to see anything yet on Clockworks. He still hasn't committed his talent point. So they should be able to see where that observer ward was and get it dewarded pretty soon.
30 seconds to battle.
That was a little bit of an odd play, but really nothing happened there. So it looks like we're going to have the Tiny in the safe lane and Quap middle. This bottom lane should be, or the bottom rune should be secured for Quap. Get her bottle out very quickly, and Wind Ranger gets the top rune. So there's an even split there on the runes. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit in the last game also. We still have a lot of spectator bugs in the Reborn client, and this is one of them, where this showing the statistics for a series or the number of games won in a series is not working yet at all. Last game, which was the first game of the series, it showed this 1-1, just like it is right now. So, this should be a pretty even lane, as long as both players are able to watch their last hitting and denying. This really not a big advantage on either side. That you've got some burst coming out from the Quap and from Wind Ranger, so that should be a very even lane. Lina and Io need to ensure that the Tiny gets good farm in this lane. Of course, it's going to be very important for Team Monkey Business that Io doesn't fall behind in his lane. We have a lot of kill potential on bottom lane with Gyrocopter, as the burst from Rocket Barrage is just ridiculous. But with the Keeper of the Light, the Clockwork should be pretty safe. So I expect to see a pretty passive early game. We have 3 and 2 for CS on the Wind Ranger, 4 and 2 on the Quap. So very slight lead going Quap's way. But there isn't a lot of kill potential really on either side, simply because of the lack of setup. I mentioned we have a lot of kill potential with the Rocket Barrage on Gyrocopter, but he's laning with the Dazzles, and Dazzle is not the best at setting up early kills, because really all you have for that is the Poison Touch, and you need a lot of skill points in that to make it effective, and then it really just isn't an amazing spell in general, so you often won't see too many points put into that.
Money to burn.
The Quap did get a lot of damage in on his Wind Ranger middle. Ooh. Quap, she falls back. She may have been able to secure a kill, but she did see the Lina rotation coming in. And she didn't want to overstay and end up giving a kill there to the Wind Ranger in case something happened to go wrong. She of course has to be very careful since Wind Ranger does have Wind Run, and if you stick around to try and get that last hit when you're both low and she has Wind Run up, you'll end up trading what should have just been a free kill into a kill in the other direction. So we have the Sentry here with a Dire, looking for any kind of ward, but it's just out of vision. Both teams are happy to just continue farming. Right now it looks like the Gyrocopter is solo as the Dazzle is rotating around towards middle. We're unable to make anything happen though. We do have 17 CS on. We got the snowball. Oh, the ice shards. He does get the toss and a double kill. Wow. So, great start on this off lane for CIS-R. We now have Tusk and Lina being the 2 leaders in net worth. Lina was just overtaken by the Mid Quap.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Tusk is still edging out from that kill in the top lane. This is not the kind of start that this Tiny needs. You have a stack on the small camp. No stacks there and no stacks here. Gyrocopter does not like people being on his lawn. Not one bit. Tusk is sitting here around middle with this Wind Ranger. They're hoping to get something on the mid, but that's going to be very difficult to accomplish considering it is a Queen of Pain. She just has to be conscious about when she uses her blink. Always make sure she has that up for any type of ganks. If that is down, she's going to go down incredibly fast. But versus a Wind Ranger, she has no real need of that. She can use it aggressively to get a kill very soon now that she is 6. Ooh, good power shot there. That's going to soften up the Quap. As long as the Quap is low, she won't be committing to anything. If she gets full health and mana and the Wind Ranger drops low at all, we will likely see the Quap aggressively blink forward and secure the kill on Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger does have a very powerful power shot right now. That will not be enough to. Let's go. Everyone is just attempting to farm up right now. Make it into this mid stage of the game. Both teams really have a very strong... Oh! Queen of Pain did just kill this Wind Ranger. I was expecting that to happen if the Wind Ranger let herself fall at all. Because the Queen of Pain ult plus a max scream, which it's actually 3 points, but near max on the scream, is incredible amounts of burst. And if you let yourself fall at all down to around 65%, then it's a very quick kill for Queen of Pain. And it's one that she really doesn't have to risk too much to do. With the Light Strike Array, it connects. And we've got a long shackle shot. Good kill there. Great rotation out of the CIS-R mid. Rocket Flare connects, but it's just not enough damage. Level 3 Rocket Flare.
Is under attack.
Boom! There it goes.
We don't have much in the way of stacks really for either team right now. No stacks in the Ancients on either side, and no stacks in the small games. Or smaller jungle games. Double damage is active for the Queen of Pain, so we could see a play on mid, but I don't think we'll, yeah. He doesn't want to risk that with Wind Run. If there's any kind of rotation, it can often stall just long enough that someone else will get in there and set up a stun. And Queen of Pain, while having a high amount of burst, does not have a lot of health at this stage.
Is under attack.
If Tusk can land his... Oh, he does not. His ult would have been able to finish off the Clockwork, but he does not get it. Just wasn't able to close the gap quickly enough, and Clockwork was able to lose vision around some trees. Got the rotation up top from the Wind Ranger. And a quick kill on Io. Right now, everything is going the favor of CIS-R. They're doing an amazing job of getting these kills. Wind Ranger's gotten some really good rotations twice already. We've got Quap going into the bottom lane. A lot of damage to set up this Queen of Pain. Good ult from her would likely land 2 kills, or nearly, and a quick screen to follow up. Gotta committing the ult to get that kill. Tusk doesn't have any mana to do anything else. He's just has enough to get his ult if he can land it right here. And he should be able to as long as he can navigate around these creeps.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quap is in the trees, but they don't have any vision of her. So they are surprised at how fast Queen of Pain is. And the Laguna Blade is still off of cooldown for another couple seconds. So the Queen of Pain successfully escapes and does kill the gyrocopter. Very fortunate play there. She was trying to blink over towards middle and ended up in the trees, but they didn't quite have the vision through those couple of trees there anyway. Tiny is 6, so he's now hitting like a truck. Only has his treads though and 400 gold. Probably see a blink dagger rush on the Tiny. Queen of Pain doesn't want to let the double damage go to Wind Ranger. We've got a shackle. And the focus fire. She used her blink to get over there. She's gonna go down. She does. But a quick return kill on Wind Ranger. And that goes the way of Tiny, so Tiny really needed that. It's gonna be a big boost for him here. We've got hook shot on Lena. Traps her and she's now inside the cogs. Bit of burst damage coming out from Caudle and Tiny, but the shallow grave going to keep her safe for the moment. He's gonna try and toss. Just wants to toss something on top of Lena, but he's under the tower. And he gets hit by the ult from Tusk. Cogs come out, and the Rocket Barrage is gonna finish off Tiny. Clockwork should be able to escape here, and he does. Big exchange in mid, but let's see who that favored as the graphs update. CIS-R still has a lead of just over 1,000 in gold, and Monkey Business actually has the lead by just a couple hundred in XP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like we may be seeing the drums build up on Lena. We have a smoke on Io and Tiny as they're trying to invade this Radiant jungle. We're looking for a kill on Gyrocopter. We have Io ready to tether in. He catches vision of Gyro. He's got the toss. So that's going to be the slow followed up by the stun. But the shallow grave comes out. And that'll probably be enough time to get... Yes. Gyrocopter was able to stay alive thanks to that shallow grave. And they've got the cleanup kill on Io. Tiny was able to TP out as they didn't really have anything to stop him. We don't have homing missile out. Haste activated on Wind Ranger. She can land a shackle shot. They'll have plenty of follow-up. Got a snowball coming in. He's going to go very deep on this. Turns around. We've got 3 TPs into the middle. Clockwork lands the hook shot. He has the battery assault cogs. Tusk is caught inside cogs here, but Laguna Blade finishes him off. The Quapple gets the return kill on Tusk. So far, it's only a 1-for-1 trade. Good light strike array on Tiny. Stops him from being able to get that avalanche. Toss goes forward. We have the spirits from Io do finish off Lena, but the power shot in return kills Io. This is such a messy series of fights here. In the end, it ends up being a 2-for-2. Really about 190 gold advantage for Monkey Business out of all of that. Both teams actually ended up gaining gold from all that fight. I'm not sure. We've got a little bit of talk coming
Radiant's
out.
top tower is under attack.
Gyrocopter. Not exactly sure. I didn't see what happened, but I think you may have been talking about the Illuminate from Connell. Smoke here around middle. They're wrapping around. They have a lot of lockdown for this quap if they can actually manage to land it. Oh, the shackle shot does connect. So we've got good follow-up stuns. That's going to be a big flop. The shackle shot is a very fast stun. It does have a travel time, so it can be disjointed, but you have to be able to react very
Radiant
quickly.
structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Feed the flames.
Keep her the light goes down
Radiant's top tower is under
to
attack.
the Laguna Blade.
Dire's structures are
Clockwork
fortified.
is sitting here with his invis, seeing if he can turn anything around here, but he needs backup before he can. Otherwise, he's just a free kill. Sentry is just out of the
Dire's
range of
middle
Clockwork
tower
right
is
now.
under attack.
So tier 1 goes down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And as of right now, we have the drums and treads out on Tiny.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like Quap is probably building for... to be honest, I'm not sure what she's building for. She has Staff of Wizardry and the Voidstone. So we'll have to see what that's building into. I don't expect her to be building a Yule's. So I'm not sure what that may be. Elka's coming out, but so far they haven't been able to find anybody. They did ping bottom lane, but they don't want a tower dive, it looks like. And the smoke will be unsuccessful. Always want to fly. Drawing on the map that there are a lot in their jungle. We've got pressure on the bottom lane here from CIS-R.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
With the rotation of Lena to help this push, they may be able to take this tower now.
Tower is under
Tusk is
attack.
going to tank it. He does have the medallion buff on him.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The shackle shot, the Tusk ult, and the clockwork hook misses, so he's not going to be able to pull himself out of this one. But he is running through the trees and just dies to the ice shards anyway.
Dire's
Tier 1 does go
bottom
down. We've got another long shackle shot here. The Laguna Blade finds a quick kill. Double kill from Tiny. Io goes down to Tusk. Tiny is still chasing here, but he needs to back out now, it looks like. He does have the toss. That won't be enough to secure the kill without some right clicks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And he's so much faster than the Tusk, he gets the avalanche. That is going to be it. And the TP's out from Gyro and Dazzle. So they both escape. Gyro goes top to farm. Tiny is now sitting on over 3,000 gold, so he grabs his blink. He's going to continue farming. Yeah, we do have the drums on Lena. And she has the Yule's recipe. Looks like she's a Voidstone short. Unless it's on the courier. Oh, it is not, so. She just needs to get the Voidstone. She has the recipe to staff. Sage's Mask. Interested to see what item that is here. We have Yule's. I'm not sure what the benefit really is of building Yule's on the game, but that's what she's going for. Now with the blink and the max avalanche toss on Tiny, we can see some huge burst plays coming out of him. Throttle goes for a ride on the Tiny Express, and it looks like this bottom tower should go down here. Tiny doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter, but he just right-clicks so heavily anyway, even before he gets the Ags.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He can take towers down very quickly. Also, the toss damage does deal damage to structures if it's in range.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like CIS-R may get the deny on this tower. Hook shot comes in on Tusk, lands, he gets him trapped in the cogs, but he does have some creeps that he can snowball to. Got the damage coming out from Queen of Pain, the avalanche, the toss. And that was a self-Yules from Quap. I guess you're just using it to buy time. Rocket Barrage is dealing a lot to this Tiny. We've got the snowball. Tiny is now gone. And these supports are in trouble. Queen of Pain is going to have to try and do what she can to finish them off before they all go down. She does get the coddle, and Tusk goes down to Clockwork. Ooh, he was so low. The buyback, relocate, finishes off Gyrocopter. So, because of that buyback, it was still only a 1,200 gold gain by Team Monkey Business, and a 500 gold gain on the side of CIS-R. However, if they can get a tower off of this, it will absolutely be
Radiant's
worth it.
bottom tower is under attack.
You're not going
The
anywhere.
shackle shot does land. She has focus fire. It's going to be close on whether or not she can get this kill. Tiny is very tanky. Here with the IO regeneration and the damage reduction, he should be able to get out. IO bottles that regen rune. They're going to probably finish off this IO. And I will sacrifice. Oh, we've got the avalanche toss. Blows up Lena before they can get the kill on IO. IO does go down to Tusk, snowballing in. But now Tusk is going to be in trouble. Glimmer capes himself. But he's been body blocked here by Tiny without even realizing it. The toss should be enough to kill him. So IO goes down in exchange for 3. Very worthwhile trade for Monkey Business. This Tiny is starting to get some farm. He backs up, moves out of the call down, keeping the light decides that he really wants to take that first call down hit. And they did get the tower kill anyway, was not denied. So that was very fortunate. Toss Avalanche deals a lot of damage, but a great shackled shot, locking down Coddle and Tiny. Now, Laguna played. Deals a lot of damage. Shackle shot doesn't connect, but neither does the hook shot. So Clockwork goes down anyway. Pop is able to blink out.
Radiant's top tower is under
And
attack.
she TP, so she should be out of here, no problem. This Wind Ranger does have her blink, and she's looking to follow up on Coddle. And she loses sight of Coddle and gets away. The net worth has now gone back down barely in favor of Monkey Business. And they still have a significant experienced lead. Just under 4,000 now. We have the Queen of Pain engaging on this Wind Ranger, but the Shackle Shot hits, and we've got the Shallow Grave from Dazzle. So, Wind Ranger survives, Queen of Pain goes down. I guess that could be the reason why the Yules was picked up on Quap, because of the Wind Run from Wind Ranger. However, it doesn't dispel Wind Run, it simply buys time while leaving Wind Ranger in place so that Quap can eventually still right-click her down. But I'll be honest, I am not at all a fan of that, if that was the purpose of buying it. So far I haven't seen anything else, any other uses that make me feel like there was some other reason for building it. Not real familiar with that build, so I don't know if this is very common or not, but I don't really think it's been worth it at all. I think getting the additional damage from the Scepter or going for an Orchid, preferably, would have been much more valuable. I think IO Tiny would like to get a relocate. They don't know where to go yet. They're just looking for some vision. As it is, Tiny's just going to go back out here in farm lane. They're aware that someone may be coming in. They're going to sit back. They don't know yet that CIS-R is on Roche, but now, of course, they do with the rocket flare, but it was just too late. They found out when Roshan was just about to be finished. So that's a free Roshan for CIS-R. See what they can make happen off of this Roshan kill. It's going to be an important time for them. This game has been very back and forth in these fights. We do have a kill lead here on the side of CIS-R, but now we see the graphs are almost even on net worth. Even almost close to even back now on XP, so we don't have a scepter out yet on Wind Ranger. Once we have that scepter, Wind Ranger is going to become a very formidable damage dealer and someone that Monkey Business will have to consciously focus down in each of these fights. Wind Ranger does land the shackle and the focus fire on Coddle, but she's just gonna have to get out of here. Too many heroes nearby to risk going for that. I don't think either team really needs to make any over-aggressive plays right now. They both will be fine in the late game as long as they don't let anything get out of hand for either team. They both have good lineups. I don't think either one of them really has a significant advantage as the game goes on. So I feel both teams can afford to just sit back
bottom tower is under attack.
if they so choose and make something happen. Right now, I do think CIS-R needs to be aggressive with their Aegis, as that does give them this temporary advantage, of course, that I think they need to take advantage of. It's double damage. Quap can very quickly take the tower down.
Is under attack.
Let's see if CIS-R decides to respond. Looks like they're just going to trade this top tower for it.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So fortification out from CIS-R. And this top tower goes down
Dire's top tower
along with the bottom tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Monkey
fallen.
Business is also pushing heavy pressure on the mid. Saghanim Scepter is up on Tiny, so he just demolishes structures now.
Middle tower is under attack.
Especially with this attack speed boost from Io. Lina does land the Light Strike Array. She has her ult if she needs it, but damage reduction from Tiny is helping, or excuse me, damage reduction from Io on Tiny is allowing him to just tank right through it. We have a little bit of chip damage on this tier 3, and they're going on the Tusk, but they weren't quite able to kill him. Now the Queen of Pain secures that. And they do pop up this gyrocopter, so he will likely go down here. In the meantime, we have Tiny just
Middle tower has
wrecking this tier 3 in the barracks. Gyrocopter is dealing a lot of damage
fallen.
to these two heroes, but the racks are already down on mid for CIS-R. Oh, and the heal from the Coddle Scepter is enough to keep Gyrocopter alive. It's almost going to go down to creeps, but he should be able to survive. Wow. In the meantime, Tiny was able to take out Dazzle as well. And they're just going to keep pressure on these racks. This is one of the things Tiny is best at.
Radiant's bottom
And Io can afford to just sit here, keep his damage reduction up along with the attack speed, and this will be 2 lane of racks. We do have Tusk and Lina alive.
under attack.
Wow, a GG. 28-minute GG coming from CIS-R. They were about to lose 2 lane of racks, and they knew it was over. That split push, CIS-R did not have to commit to the top tower there. They could have fallen back and defended mid racks, and they would have been able to drag this game out, continue just playing as things were going, but instead they decided to commit to trying to take the top tower, which they did not do. In the meantime, Tiny was able to take a full lane of racks. So that is game 2 going the way of Monkey Business. It is now 2-0 in favor of Monkey Business. This is a best of 5 series, so stay tuned for the next game. Take care.